Hi, this is Penny once again, and we are in season 2 of Conversation with Friends. And I'm so happy that I am finally speaking with a friend of mine who I have known for 6 years now. When we first attended the Breakthrough to Success and then the Train the Trainer, we were classmates all together, all through the two programs. And I'm pleased to introduce Michelle from the US. And Michelle, can you introduce yourself, please, and where you are from?
Yeah, thanks, Penny. My name is Michelle Nagel, and I live in Southern Oregon in Ashland. It used to be the home of the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, but because of the lockdown, we have not been able to do that. But I am a speaker and an author, and I teach the TTT principles as I help people overcome trauma in their lives. So childhood trauma, betrayal trauma, and things like that.
Okay, so Michelle, I know you're a speaker. I know you're a writer. We've conversed many times in Facebook Messenger and so on. How has your business been affected with the lockdown and the you can't gather more than 50 people in many people in one room? How has your business been affected?
It's actually very interesting. My business is more successful now than it was before because people are staying home and they are having to be home with themselves. And that's when they begin to have these uncomfortable feelings, and they want to begin to explore their own beliefs and their own personality and what's keeping them stuck. And so for me, it's really actually been great. I've had more clients during the lockdown than I did before.
Wow. So you have to tell me your secret.
Well, I think it's because of what it is that I do. Having people who have had trauma in their lives and they haven't dealt with it, and then they have to be stuck in their home and either with family members or by themselves, they begin to say, it's like, why is my life this way? What can I do to make it better? Why do I feel this way? How can I feel better? And so they begin to explore outside themselves. And it's been really good also because a lot of my colleagues have been doing online courses and summits and things like that. And they will either have me as a guest or they ask me to put a bonus in. And then when I do that, then there are more people that connect with me because of their reach. So doing joint venture things has been really very beneficial.
Oh, okay. So what advice do you give them? How do they overcome, being alone? And I know that in many places, even here, many places, people are alone. They don't have anyone with them in their houses, in their condominium units, and being isolated. What advice can you give them?
Well, I think it's very helpful to have a dog that has to go for a walk because you have to take the dog out to go to the bathroom. That's very good. But I think it's really important for people to realize community is what is going to save them. We need to reach out to other people. And so, like, one of the principles of the success principles is to ask. You need to ask people to help you. If you're feeling depressed or you're feeling really lonely or something like that, you need to reach out to people or you need to ask them to check up on you. You've got to make that effort, because if you just sit there and expect that somebody's going to show up, they don't always do it. And it's really important that you take care of yourself. So if you're discovering that, I'm just so lonely, it's so awful. And for me, one of the things is I don't want to sound pathetic when I call somebody up. It's like, I'm so alone, I'm so depressed. And I don't want to do that, because, that's like sending a cold bucket of water onto somebody else. And maybe they're rolling their eyes thinking, oh, I have to deal with them again. But it's really interesting because people don't. The people who love you, and they want to have the connection with you. So it's important that you reach out, find ways that you can do it. So in my case also, I read to my grandchildren. My grandchildren are almost all teenagers. And I read to them once, like every night. And we're going through a couple of books, and it's great. So I don't get to actually get any hugs, but just being able to see people that I love and have them respond to me in a positive way is really great. So everybody's got a friend. And if you don't have a
Yes,
friend, reach out to somebody that you want to make friends with.
yes, that's true. So you read to your grandchildren online?
I do, yes, by way of Zoom. So we get to watch
Wow.
each other and we get to laugh at each other. And, you know, one of them was shooting a Nerf bullet up into the air and trying to
Uh-huh.
catch it in his mouth. So we got to watch it for a while.
That must be so much fun.
Yeah, it is. I've got
So
great kids.
I know, Michelle, we haven't talked for 5 years, I think. And it's so nice to catch up. And all it took was an email, and not even an email, Facebook Messenger. May I have a conversation with you? And you immediately said yes.
Oh, I'm just delighted because I just love you. I think you're a wonderful person. So, you know, the opportunity to have a conversation with you makes me happy.
So thank you very much. And I really can't forget the time we were together. And so, so it was a very memorable experiences that we had.
Yes,
Two
they were.
times. No, 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
3 times. Okay, so are you now in post lockdown? Has Oregon eased up in the lockdown situation?
Well, yesterday, some of the parks opened up again. So today, I actually went out. It's raining cats and dogs here, but I went for a really long hike with a bunch of friends. And we all stayed 6 feet away from each other and just kind of, you know, like we looked like this little parade going up a path. But it was great because we could talk to each other, and it was so freeing and so wonderful just to be able to go for a walk, even though I looked like a drowned rat by the time I came back. Uh, so, but that was the first time that I have been out. I've been trying to do exactly the social distancing and the stay at home. So it wasn't a lockdown order that we had; it was a stay at home order.
Stay at home.
Yeah, and so I've been trying to do that because I have clients, I'm considered an essential services. And
Hmm.
so I have clients that are immune compromised, and I don't want to, you know, go out there and catch something so that
Yes.
they have a problem. So I've been trying to be really careful for their sake, but
Hmm.
also for, you know, other people. It's just I go out to get my groceries, and that's about how I had been until today when I got to go out for a walk because they lifted some of the park bans yesterday.
So how did that feel? I know that would have been wonderful to go to the park and see nature once again.
Oh, it was wonderful. I actually went up to the Umpqua National Forest and walked past like 7 waterfalls, and it was
Wow.
just so beautiful to just I just leaned up against a tree. I'm a tree hugger. So I leaned up against the tree and I'm just breathing deeply. It was really wonderful. I was so grateful that my friends invited me to go with them.
And the trees don't contract coronavirus, so you can hug them.
Exactly.
Okay, so l- looking at this situation, and I know it's so hard to say post COVID because we don't even know when that will be. So
Mhm.
we can only say post lockdown or post self isolation or post stay at home. Um,
Mhm.
how, how can you stay optimistic? What do you think? How can we stay optimistic, not knowing what the future will bring?
I think it's really important to get to a place where you are centered and grounded. And it requires that you exercise faith also, I believe. So if, you know, whatever your higher power is, mine is God. Having that relationship with God for me really does help a lot to be able to say, okay, I can't control any of this. I know you've got it under control, and I just have to believe that and trust that. So I really consciously work on trusting that God's got it all under control, and there's nothing I can do about it anyway. So for me, that helps me not get, you know, that my stress level doesn't rise as
Mm-hmm.
much. Um, and I'm grateful for that very much. So that's how I handle it. It is it is something that's going to require a lot of creativity, a lot of faith, a lot of working together too. I believe that we need to work together in order to be able to have life still functioning by the time we get out of this, whatever that means. So
Yeah.
just and being kind to people.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody's nerves are getting shortened.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's just just be kind to people. Realize that other people are under stress too, and
Yeah.
other people don't like this either. So let's just be nice to each other.
How does it, what do you do to show that kindness to one another? What do other people do?
Well, personally, if I'm on social media or something and somebody says something that kind of jerks my chain, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like a kind of a thing, it's like I don't need to engage. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to get in a fight with this person. I can just, send them love, send them blessings. So since I met you, I'm also a HeartMath Certified Trainer. And HeartMath is actually a study that it's the HeartMath Institute that has been around for about 30 years now. And they study the heart. They study how your heart influences other people. So like how far does your heart field radiate out,
Mm-hmm.
and how we interact with each other. And so if you just kind of like breathe deeply, so
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of cool is you breathe 5 in and then breathe 5 out, and just do that for a while. You'll see that your stress level goes down. And so when somebody else is saying something, just disengage. Choose not to engage in other people's negative behavior. And I think that'll help a great deal.
I love the breathing and not engaging. That's E plus R equals O, right? Your response is not to engage.
Yeah.
So you don't feel the negativity as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that I've done goal setting for many years. So I teach how to do vision boards.
Mhm.
How do you set goals now? You don't even know what tomorrow will be. So I set a goal for 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 5 years. How
And that's a
how?
really because with a SMART goal, you do have to have a specific, measurable, and it has to have time. And so that's a really, really good question, Penny. Um, I don't know. I think pretty much the only thing that you have to put onto it is like, and when will you accomplish this? Like 3 months after this is over.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
has to be flexible and fluid. So it doesn't mean give up on your dreams. It just means that you'll do it later.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. That means I'll see you sometime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were supposed to spend Thanksgiving with my brother in San Francisco, and I don't think that's happening this year. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
I had in my vision board to go to Washington, D.C. to assist in BTS, but it's not happening.
Right.
So, Washington, D.C., maybe next year, maybe, don't know, but it will happen.
Right, exactly. Well, I had a goal that I wanted to go back to Switzerland again because I went last year, and not happening this year, but I'll just do it another year, maybe next year.
Yeah, and we can meet in Switzerland. I'd love to go to Switzerland.
That'd be great. I'd
That
like
would
that.
be great. Okay, so how has life been for you now? What does life look like to you when we get out of this? What does your crystal ball say?
Regarding my life personally or regarding life in general for all of us?
Your life personally and our lives in general as humanity.
As humanity, yeah. Hopefully we're learning something during this time. I hope we are. Um, I'm hoping that we're learning that we aren't in control. we aren't the big honcho that we thought we were. It's like nature and God is bigger and stronger than we are, and we have to honor that. So for me personally, I have some projects that I'm working on. One, I have been asked by a friend to put together a program for women who have been sexually assaulted. And so I'm going to be working on that. And then when this is over, oh, and I have an online course also that I've been working on. It was supposed to have come out in April. It'll come out whenever we're done.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the things that I'm working on.
Okay. And your realization in the time that you have stayed home, that
The
we're
really,
all in this together, right?
yes, we are all in this together. And it's also brought some realizations that I have more stuff that I need to work on myself. For my, my own internal deep work, things that still disturb me or still upset me that I need to work on and get to a place of peace with those. So it's been a time of introspection where I can look deep inside myself and say, kind of pull up a limiting belief and go, does that serve me anymore? Do I want that one anymore? Or is it time to get rid of it? So it's kind of like doing internal house cleaning. And I think that there are a lot of people who are doing that internal house cleaning now. And I think or at least I hope that we're going to come out better people because of this experience.
Okay, we will. And I know we will. I'll just share with you one realization that I had, because I always say in my speaking engagements, I'm the breadwinner of the family. My husband is a house husband. I don't do household chores. I don't cook. I don't clean the bathroom. I don't wash the dishes. I don't wash the clothes. Well, believe you me, I know now. I know how, except cooking.
Uh-huh.
It's not being forced to, but I wanted to help my husband.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a partnership, and my children are just working from home as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we're all in this together.
Yeah, I have a couple of, I have two daughters, and they have several children each, and they're learning how to navigate the world of trying to keep the house clean, trying to get the kids to get their homework done, their schoolwork done, while their spouses are working from home. And one of my daughters is also doing college from home. So there's 5 people in her family, and they're trying to do this work on the computer so that they can get their schoolwork done, their work done. It's just interesting to watch the ways that people are interacting with each other differently than they would normally. I mean, I have to laugh because one of my sons-in-law works in the closet. It's the only place he could find that was quiet. So, you got to adapt and have to figure out, these are the people that you love, and you got to figure out if how are you going to improve the relationship rather than have it be made worse. So helping your husband with the housework and stuff, that's great.
Yeah, and I'm tasked to clean the bathroom after our call. It's morning here. I just heard mass online on the television at 8 o'clock. And now I'm speaking with you and doing household chores, speaking to my grandchildren after. So, and sometimes I wonder, what day of the week is it? What date is it? You can't even track because we can't even go out.
Yeah, I was amazed at yesterday. We have this funny little thing that we do in our family is on the first day of every month. So on like whatever number 1 is, we will send a little thing it's called rabbits. It's just, we'll say rabbits to the other person. We had a friend from England who introduced us to that. He was a school teacher, and on the first day of every month, he would have on a pair of rabbit ears. And that's how he would greet the children, because the person who says rabbits first gets all the luck. So, and I remembered yesterday, it's like, I remembered to say rabbits to my family. That's amazing, because I don't remember the other day.
Yes, it was 1st of May, and it's supposed to be Labor Day, and it was a holiday, but Every day is a holiday, it seems.
Yes.
Anyway, it's so great to talk to you, Michelle. Is there any other thing that you'd like to leave, a message that like to leave or share with our listeners, watchers, eavesdroppers, whatever you call people who watch this video?
Yeah, actually, I would like to. It's because this is really a difficult time, and people talk about, that their self-esteem is getting lowered and stuff like that. And I just want to tell you a little thing about the difference between self-esteem and self-worth. So people interchange those words all the time, but they're really not interchangeable. They mean two different things. The self-esteem is how we feel about ourselves based on what everybody else, kind of the feedback we get from other people. And so it goes up and down and up and down and up and down. But your self-worth never, ever changes. You are always valuable. You're always important. You're here on the earth for a reason. And nobody can ever take that away from you. So you're always beautiful, perfect, and wonderful just because you are. And don't forget that, especially during this time when it's kind of a little more stressful.
So don't forget that you are special, that you are made for a purpose, that I am worth it, and I am good enough.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely. Yes.
I'm more than good enough. We're superb.
Yes, we are. All of us, every single one of us.
Yes. And since you believe in God, I believe in God, we are children of God made in his image.
Yep, I agree.
So thank you very much for this conversation. And I enjoyed it. I really did.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Penny. I was watching all the other ones that you were doing, and I was kind of going, I want to too.
Oh, thank you for saying yes. So this is, as I mentioned, season 2. Maybe season 3 will be, I don't know what will happen after. But really, it's just like Netflix.
Yeah,
But
that's great.
it's I love this conversation. The conversations I've never had with friends who we met during TTT, BTS, and it ended during the training. But now we're conversing again. So
Yes.
thank you very much, and you have a good day and stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.